I invite you to join me at the Delray Beach Chamber of Commerce, because here, we're all about community. With like-minded people and businesses, the Chamber will help your business grow, and you get to connect with people that will become your best friends. Weekly events give you ample opportunities to learn alongside talented professionals. At the Delray Beach Chamber of Commerce, we are better together. Become a member at delraybeach.com. Good morning, Delray Beach. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Jamil.
And we are here at one of my favorite properties in town, the Ray Hotel.
The Ray Hotel. I mean, since this thing has just birthed itself here in the heart of Delray Beach, I mean, everything about it has just been phenomenal, I have to say. You know, from the upstairs, up top at the Rosewater, the rooftop. They got the pool, they got the bar. I mean, the lunch is up there. I mean, I've been to a couple events up there as well. So good. Yes, I mean, you have one door north. Yeah. Their little boutique store.
Oh, the boutique is a great place for people who haven't gotten gifts yet. One Door North is a great spot to come and shop. And then you could come here to Ember Grill and have a delicious meal.
And this is my first time in here. This is so wonderful. This is my first time in here.
It is so good. This is a beautiful restaurant. Really cool music. It's just a great vibe and delicious food.
And the good thing about it, they have their own valet parking as well, right outside. I mean, trust me, y'all already know. When they put food in front of Amanda and
we get very excited.
we get very excited.
We're like, woo, we walked in.
I'm sitting in front of these golden croissants sitting in front of me.
Even looking at the menu, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes, I mean, it's incredible. Like, my mouth is watering. We might drool a little on this show, so we're going to apologize in advance. It's delicious.
Well, before we even get to that part, I haven't seen you in about a week.
I know.
It's been about a week. What has been going on? What did you do this past week?
We had Santa at a little wild. He was great. The real Santa. And yeah, all the little kids came and had pictures, and we did a toy drive for the Achievement Center. Wow. So it was just, great to get in the holiday spirit.
You know what, around this time, I like looking at Facebook to see what all organizations are doing great things in the community. I have to say, I had to give a shout out to Brett Vlasic as well, because he does a toy drive every year for the kids over at Village Academy. And I was able to help with that. So we was able to go out and give out toys to from kindergarten to fourth graders. And at the same time, we had took one of the kids from Atlantic High School, and it was one young girl. She just started crying. She walked in and she grabbed a little toy off the table, and she just started breaking down in tears and came and gave everybody a hug. And it was that moment that I was like, this is why we do this.
This is why you do that. Absolutely.
Then on Saturday, 1-800-CALL-LEE. If you get in a car accident, slip or fall, you know who to call. Give Lee a call. But join forces with the National Pan-Hellenic Council, which is a group of all of the Divine Nine fraternity organizations at the Spady Museum. And gave out toys. Also, Eat Better, Live Better was there. They gave out a lot of vegetables to families here in Delray Beach. Amazing. So it was just a wonderful weekend. And it happened in the rain. The fire department, the police department, everybody was there. And we still put smiles on people's faces and bless them around this time. So
I think that's what makes our town so special, is how many people show up for other people.
Yes.
A lot of us take for granted that we can get toys for our children, but not everyone can, right here in our community.
Yes.
And so I think it's so important to see how many different organizations all are targeting different areas, different people, to make sure all the kids get toys.
I totally agree. So it makes you feel good too when you're able to reach out.
I think there's no better feeling in the world than helping other people.
All right, and also that's a feel good moment, but talking about food is also a feel good.
I think this is they're tied, I think, for your favorite too. I liked that. And in looking at the menu, so we were handed the menu when we walked in the door, Guys, this is a good menu.
Yeah.
So should we bring them on so they can tell us all about what's happening here? Do you want to introduce everybody?
Yes, let's bring on Vic, Steven, and Alex. Okay, so
Vic is the executive head chef at the Ray Hotel. Steven is the food and beverage director, and Alex is the general manager.
Yes.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for having us.
How you guys doing?
Good morning.
Don't have to walk off. We can give a long distance high five.
It's morning, guys. We're super casual in the morning. What a unbelievable menu. So you guys have, what don't you do here? You have an amazing store, amazing pool, amazing food. I mean, I spent a lot of money at your coffee bar. Stinger's is great if you're looking for delicious coffee. And they're innovative. Like, everything here is innovative. It's not just run-of-the-mill basic. It's always, you take it up another level. I mean, look, you have my favorite thing in the world, lemon ricotta pancakes. Nobody ever has that. So what was the inspiration? And when did this start?
When did it start?
Yeah. How did this come to be? How did we get breakfast at the Ray Hotel?
Well, we have a beautiful restaurant, and we want to be part of the community. We want to serve good food and make people happy, and give the guests great offerings. I think it's that simple.
Yeah.
We started breakfast about a couple of weeks ago, and I think it's gone really well.
Yeah.
How and why with the food, I think that we just want food on the menu that we'd like to eat, that we think is delicious, and that would make people feel good.
Yeah. Which sounds so simple, but at the same time isn't that simple to come up with dishes that everyone's gonna like. Because I think, you know, everybody has opinions. And I think you really do have something for everybody. Like, when I go to restaurants, I'm like, oh, who do I go places with? Would they like something here? Is this a place we should come? And everybody that I spend time with would pick something on this menu, which I think is rare.
I know it's something on that I'll choose.
Yeah, what would you choose? What would you choose?
The avocado toast. I think the avocado toast
with
is
crab.
The blue crab. Special dish.
I mean, it's not just avocado toast, which is delicious.
I gotta add the crab on that.
But there's crab as an option.
Yes, yes.
So how did you get started as a chef? I guess that's the first. We're taking you way back here. How did you get into this profession where you get to share your passion and love for giving people good food?
I was really lucky. I'm from New York City, and I started cooking just because I needed a job.
Okay.
And I found myself loving what I did, and understanding that you have the power or the ability to make people happy and make their day better. You know, and that's how I got in it. And then when you start talking about like finding something for everybody, at the end of the day, in an environment like this especially, it's a collaborative process. So like you come up with a menu or a premise, and then you discuss it. And well, this is missing. We need something like this. We need something like that. And you sort of go from there, and you sort of vibe off each other.
Yes. So, Alex, you know you're in the Mecca in the heart of Delray as the general manager here. How do you guys keep with the times and with the competition that's in this area, really, from the food, you know, the hotels? Like, what is so different about the Ray?
I think what makes the Ray special is we have a little bit for everyone. You touched on it earlier. We have the beautiful Ember grill here downstairs, Stingers for a grab and go option, Akira back, Michelin star rated chef, and then the Rosewater rooftop, which there's nothing like it in Delray. So we're very lucky with the property we have, the offerings we have, and I think what's really important is we built a great team to be able to bring in all these different elements to make a really special property here at the Ray.
I agree. You know, especially when you talk about it, a team, you know, just from the top down, is great people first of all. And then I'll come over to you. You talk about the food and beverage person. So, you know, are you the food and beverage just for the Ember or just for the whole property?
For the property. So
okay.
That includes the 3 outlets or 4 outlets that Alex mentioned: Stingers, Ember, Rosewater, and of course Akira. And then banquets. We also do a lot of private events, weddings, bar mitzvahs, you know, even corporate meeting events. But all are involved and surrounded by food, right? So, you know, it's a gathering point for people, and, you know, bringing people to the table always makes for a better experience. And we're lucky here at the Ray that we've got a wide variety that appeals to everybody, and, you know, adding to our options, right? And always being on the cutting edge, I think, and trends, right? And giving people the opportunity to enjoy the great property in all different settings. So It's really exciting. I'm relatively new here, but you know, was happy and gracious to be part of the team, and looking forward to the new year, and of course the new menu offerings that Chef has put together. All
right, so I want to tap into you and Alex's resume. You gave us a little bit of your background, saying that you're from New York. Where did you guys come from, and what really made Delray and the Ray really be that decision for you to go ahead and move and relocate to this area?
Well, for me, I'm originally from Miami, but had kind of cut my teeth, I think, in food and beverage, in hotels on Miami Beach, and then went to Texas for a little while, but decided to move back. Texas does certainly not have all the offerings that we have here in terms of weather, and as well as I think a little bit of luxury, and I think that's what I'm used to, and I think that service point and being able to give people that experience has been, you know, something central to what I've been doing for a long time. You know, started way back, I think, with my parents, you know, throwing parties and me being in the kitchen helping, and just seeing the joy that it brings to people's faces when we can do, you know, bring them together with food, entertainment, music, but more importantly, the food, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of my story. Very happy to be back in South Florida, and you know, was looking for, I think, a unique boutique type experience where, you know, we could flourish and you know, make our talent shine.
Right. What about you, Alex?
I'm from London originally, London, England, and I came up through food and beverage as well with Soho House Group in New York. Spent a number of years up there, and then I was fortunate enough to move down to Miami to run their food and beverage at the Soho Beach House. And similar to Stephen, I grew up around food and drink. My mum was a chef, and just always had a passion for that. And then I had a great opportunity a few years ago to get my first GM role to run the hotel side of the business out in San Francisco. So I spent 3 years out there. And then my mentor in the business, a gentleman named Barry Lewin, who's done a great deal for myself, was involved with the ownership here, brought up the idea of coming back to South Florida. And I'd never heard of Delray, even though I'd lived in Miami for a few years. And he said, fly out, check it out, you're going to love this town. And I knew within moments of arriving at the Ray, this is something special. Not just the hotel itself, but the community, the town, the people. And it was just super appealing to me, my family. I have young kids. They've settled in beautifully, and similar again to what both guys said, the opportunity that we have here is just amazing. So,
and it's amazing, because just when you think the Ray can't get any better, you can't do any more, you guys still are coming up with things. I mean, before this property opened, it was all anyone wanted to talk about. When is it opening? When is it opening? When is it opening? And then when it opened, it was like a swarm. And I have a little store right down the street, and it was like, what is happening here? Everyone was so excited. And then now you keep on adding. Like when you're like, oh, they have this great thing, it's amazing, it's running. And then you keep adding, like the Hanukkah menu. I mean, I think a lot of times people forget about Hanukkah, and they don't think about providing something special for this holiday. They think about Christmas, 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 or New Year's. I think a lot of times Hanukkah got forgotten. So what was your inspiration in creating this menu? Because it's really cool, and especially for South Florida, such an important holiday that I think a lot of times other properties just kind of move past.
I think we approach it like it's sort of our home, and we want to be inclusive and bring people in, include them, let them be part of our experience. For me personally, the Hanukkah menu, it's super special. Like, I was working as a private chef for a few years for a family, and I learned a lot about like Jewish traditions, and I kind of really got, for me it was very different than the sort of basic sort of restaurant world, to be able to recreate memories, sometimes improving upon them, studying them, looking at them, looking at food that people are deeply connected to. So understanding the community here, we saw that there was an opportunity to share that. So I approach it like that. You look at like sort of the classic dishes, the classic offerings, and how can we spin it, play with it, and make it sort of unique to the Ray.
And you know, the one thing I like too is, I'll tell everybody, there's a 3-course menu. You know, you get an option of like a salad, potato, lox. That's how you pronounce it, right?
Latkes.
Latkes. That's my Jewish side. I'm learning a little bit of my Jewish heritage coming out.
They're delicious. They're amazing, Jamal. If you haven't had them, you need them.
From the entrees, there's a prime brisket of beef. You got the salmon, noodle. What's the noodle kugel? What's a noodle kugel? What is that?
Never had?
Never had a
You
noodle
need to
kugel?
you need to come for this menu, Jamal.
I know this.
You
I
need
mean,
to
it
treat
still looks
yourself.
good.
You need to treat yourself.
Egg noodle,
because
sour
you're gonna
cream,
love it.
cottage cheese, raisin cinnamon. You can't beat
It's
this.
so good.
And then a dessert, homemade sugar dusted donuts. You know, get in my belly,
Right?
feed my soul, baby. Upside down apple cake.
I think this leads to another point that even somebody who has never experienced a Hanukkah menu can come here. Jamel, you need to come here. I'm telling you, your life is going to be changed when you have some of these things, and try something that's not normal for what they grew up with in their traditions. To try something beautiful from another culture.
Well, at the same time, the prices is reasonable.
Yeah.
These are not outrageous prices, so I don't want anybody to think like, oh, the Amber Grill, that place is beautiful. I can't afford these prices. No, beautiful food, great food at reasonable prices.
So
I can say that.
Let's go back to your breakfast for a moment, because I think this is something that we're all always looking for, delicious breakfast options, especially during the week. For those of us who either live or work in Pineapple
Not a lot
Grove,
of breakfast places
there's
here.
not. We don't have a lot of breakfast. We don't have a lot of brunch options that are really places that I'm excited to go, to be honest. So in looking at this menu, was there, or well, first, what are the hours of your breakfast and brunch?
The hours of breakfast and brunch. So we 8 o'clock in the morning till 11.
11 a.m. at the moment.
Oh, that's a great
and then
window.
Brunch is going to come in the new year.
Okay.
So
That's
be
right.
weekend
Brunch
brunch
is coming. Brunch is coming.
on Sundays.
Ooh, a Sunday.
We'll do another
brunch.
episode.
This thing is going to be
You
crazy.
need to be live and while you're here so we can taste it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We volunteer ourselves
We've seen
for
the
that.
menu. The menu's going to
Oh
be
my
great.
goodness. Because I think this is amazing. We have a couple options for breakfast downtown, but this is like if you want something nice and you want to come and sit down and enjoy. And there's things for $12 on the menu, to Jamel's point. So it's not like you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to spend $100 to have one entree like you would at a restaurant of this caliber. You can come in and for $12, $14, $20 have a beautiful meal and hang out in this incredible environment.
Not a bad place to be.
Not a bad place to be. I think you guys hit the jackpot with your,
we're very
with your
lucky.
careers.
And when I first got here, we weren't offering breakfast, and we'd spoken about it. I thought we were missing an opportunity.
Yeah.
We used to do it up at Rosewater, which you can still get some, grab and go options for up there. But this space itself, having the patio outside as well, there's nothing quite like it in Delray again. So
and this is why we all love living here. It's things like this. It's being able to have a beautiful meal outside when the weather's not raining.
Well,
I don't know
also-
what's happening with
Not
this
the
rain,
greatest
guys.
day
This is
today.
not good.
When you earlier you spoke, you said that this was really a boutique hotel, but I don't know if you call it a boutique hotel, because this thing is like a boutique on steroids.
It really is.
I mean, when you look at just the amenities that you have, I think probably the only thing that's missing, I don't know if it is a spa probably, but it's everything inclusive here. I mean, especially if you came here to stay. I mean, there's something for your kids to do, the whole family. Really, that you really don't have to leave this place.
You're absolutely right. And in fact, you mentioned a spa. There is a spa opening across the road that we're going to have a partnership with. It's not ours only, but we're going to have a great partnership with them to offer discounts for guests.
Oh, that's incredible.
Hair, nails, services as well. So the whole shebang, and it ticks all the boxes. So there you are.
He gets his hair done there. And the thing that I just love about this property really is how you thought of everything. You have the adorable mokes that can take your guests over to the beach. It really is, no matter what you need, you can be taken care of in such a beautiful way. And I know a lot of people, this is the perfect spot for staycation. So people who are watching who live in Delray Beach, and you're like, oh yeah, well, okay, yeah, I'll go to eat. Come and stay. The rooms are incredible. The service is incredible. And I meet so many people in my store, and they'll say, oh, I'm staying at the Ray. I love it. And that's what we hear time and time again. And like, we're not we're just a little store that they're wandering in, and they feel the need to say that they love it, which I think really speaks to your leadership and your team that you guys have built here, is creating this, that is what people say when they leave a property, which we all know can be tricky. People have a lot of opinions. So to have so many people walk out at the door and say, I'm having a great time.
I
amazing.
totally agree. When somebody walk into this building and when they leave, what is it that you want them to walk away with?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a deep question.
Yeah.
I feel good.
Oh, that was a good one.
Happy.
Yeah.
Create an experience, overall. be it on the food and beverage side, be it the rides in the Moke down to the beach, being able to experience everything that's in Atlantic Avenue. It's creating experience, memories for guests. And funnily enough, you talk about staycations. The majority of our guests are from Florida.
Yeah.
You know, New York is a big market for us, Chicago, but I think we do well with the locals.
Yes.
And staycations is a big part of what we do.
I mean, and that's really, that has a lot to say, especially when there's a lot of locals really come here. It's just like, you know what, instead of me spending all this money going out, you know, across town, you know what, let me go downtown, let me go stay at Delray, you know, that's...
come here and be taken care of.
Yes.
You don't have to think about anything.
Yes,
I mean, that's what you
totally
want on
agree.
vacation, right?
I totally agree. What is it, if we've missed something, what is something else, you know, from each one of you guys, what's something else that you really can mention about Ember Grill or Delray that you want to tell the viewers?
Dinner's
We're going to dinner special. Dinner, it's been a huge evolution for us. I've been here about 4 months, and we've been working closely to sort of expand and make the food and beverage program spectacular. And when we switched the menu initially, when we went through a big shift a few months ago, it was just sort of like a premise, an idea. Tomorrow marks sort of like a really new place. The menu's expanded for dinner, all sorts of beautiful offerings. We've made adjustments from the dining room. We've made this beautiful lounge in back of us. The menu has so much to offer, tons of fresh seafood, prime steaks, a lot of seasonal vegetable preparations. There's a lot of really cool stuff happening. Really excited and proud to be a part of it.
Do you have a favorite dish? Is there one that's like, this is the one? Or are they like your children and you love them all?
They're my children and I love them all.
But you know, you always have one favorite child. Mom, if you're watching, we know you have a favorite.
I think that, wow, there's so many. On the new menu that's launching tomorrow, there's a really cool, I know salmon sounds simple, but it's a salmon dish, and it has parsnip. It has parsnip, Iberico ham, and it's just a really cool sort of flavor combination. The salmon is sort of rich and delicious. The parsnip is sweet. The Iberico ham has a sort of fattiness that's sort of
that's like the best pork out there too.
It's really like a fun, flavorful dish, and it's finished with like a fig vinaigrette. So taking like fig, parsnip, salmon, and then that sort of salty pork aspect, it's hitting you in all the right sort of places.
Yeah.
That's my favorite right now.
Well, that sounds
I can tell the way you explain
it. We're like, ooh.
I can tell the way you...
But that's what's so exciting is to see a chef come to life as you're talking about the ingredients. That's what you want somebody to be like, oh, well, you should try the chicken. Because if you're telling me try the chicken, I don't think I want to try it, but I want to try that. I mean, we're ready. Tomorrow? When can we come? I mean, this is
spaghetti.
Stop it. I'm going to be here every breakfast, lunch, and dinner, guys. I'm just going to live here. That's it.
So Alex, what's your favorite on the menu?
Favorite dish?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're doing a tableside Dover sole for two, which it just melts in your mouth, incredibly delicate. Of course, the preparation is just spot on by chef. I think that one stands out for me.
Okay.
We do a Harry Colbert, and it has sort of like this horseradish. There's a horseradish sauce that's coating the Harry Colbert, and it's being served with the crab brandade. It's a beautiful, beautiful sort of...
All these words we don't really understand.
I know, right?
These are my favorite things. These are my favorite. And what's your favorite?
Me, I'm, very, being in Texas for such a long time, really, gravitated towards the seafood.
Okay.
The Shellfish Tower is amazing. It's something that's just kind of started. It's a combination of, I think, some of South Florida's best seafood. Stone crab as well. So that, and we also have, there's some smaller dishes like the crudo, very, very delicate, light, and then of course we have very decadent caviar options as well. So, if you're a seafood lover, I think this is a great place to kind of, dive into all of those options.
That's just it, being coastal, right? Like that's a big part of the inspiration what's driving the menu. The proximity to the ocean and sort of how should we evolve and how should we relate to that?
Yeah.
So like I'm often thinking about seafood, but at the same time, we understand that like there's a lot of different people that come into the restaurant. Like one that I thought is really cool that's hitting the menu tomorrow is a veal Milanese. And being able to take something that's so simple, right? like veal, pounded, breaded. It's crispy, typically served with like an arugula salad. Use really, really good veal, but maybe use like an awesome veal chop, bone in, and now that simple thing has become somewhat majestic.
Yeah.
It's crispy, crunchy, unctuous, and then it has this bright sort of lightness to it. We're trying to hit sort of every angle on the menu, so we're not missing anything.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So I'm gonna wipe my mouth.
I know the two of us are like.
I think I'm just drooling. I'm drooling right now just when you talk about this food.
And the passion. I think my favorite part, even more than the beautiful menu, is the passion from all of you. And I think, you feel it when you walk into this property and you're greeted from the moment you step foot here. And that's what you want, especially at a luxury property, is all of those touch points. And it's a wonderful experience. To anyone who hasn't been, you need to check it out. Whether you come for a coffee or you stay the night, come and experience. I would suggest all of the things, but come and try it, because I think you get
different night of the week. Just one day come for breakfast, another day come for dinner.
Similar level of service, but a different experience in each of your places. Like, you can feel like you're in a different place, even just on your property, which I think is so special.
Yes. And then for everybody, I know you guys are wondering, like, do I have to be a guest to stay at do I have to be staying at the hotel to come into the restaurant?
Come and eat.
Come and eat. Come eat. You don't have to be a guest at the hotel. But once you come, you're gonna want to get more information about how you can do a staycation and be a guest at the hotel. And I have to give a shout out basically to the administration, Tara Lube and also Jordana. They've always been a supportive of, especially Atlantic High School with the football program. Whenever I reach out to them about certain things, they're always willing to assist and help. So,
everything in town.
Yes,
though.
everything
Not
in town.
Not just at the Christmas tree.
Many
the
development name
week.
is on everything.
If you anywhere you look, you're seeing them giving back to the community, which I think is what makes the community come back here so much. It's become such a big heart of this community, and everyone's recognizing how much you are doing for all of us. So I think that's amazing.
Yes, I totally agree. So just my hats off, and I would just want to say thank you to them, big time.
And thank you to you all for being here this morning and letting us come and see this beautiful menu. And
I'm mad at myself that this is my first time really inside.
He has not been here yet.
I haven't been in the grill yet.
No,
I've been in other spots that just
and Nerva, he's always up there at the bar probably. But yeah, you gotta come. Janelle, this food is so good.
Well, guess what? I will be here. I will
today,
be here.
you can have breakfast.
I will be here.
I'll get you breakfast.
Yes. Thank you guys very much for hosting us. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for inviting us onto your phone, your computer screen, onto your TV screen, whatever it may be. We love you. Have a Delray day. Peace.
I invite you to join me at the Delray Beach Chamber of Commerce, because here we're all about community. With like-minded people and businesses, the Chamber will help your business grow, and you get to connect with people that will become your best friends. Weekly events give you ample opportunities to learn alongside talented professionals. At the Delray Beach Chamber of Commerce, we are better together. Become a member at delraybeach.com.